The other night, the minister asked me, how long have I been in Fiji? So I told him, and he said, well, if you're from Samoa and Tonga, that means you're not a Samoan and Tongan anymore. Oh, I want to prove him wrong. This is a Samoan Tongan chant to pay the respect and to show the minister that I still remember something about Samoa and Tonga and the Austronesian connection. Hamdo, Inakasaka. In the paper that I presented this morning, I was talking about secondary school. And here we are, we're talking about tertiary and universities. But one of the major problems that we face is that we have not done our homework at the primary and secondary school level. And I think this was very evident in the presentations from this morning's session on traditional knowledge and the marriage, the incorporation, and the engagement of Western science with our elders and the custodians and the guardians of traditional knowledge. And I think that is a fundamental area and field that we have tended to ignore in our pursuit for higher qualification and higher education. It is also evident in the fact that when students reach the university, many of them are disillusioned because Pacific Studies is, while it's promoted and encouraged, they do not have the fundamental basic skills and knowledge of what should be patently obvious to all. That is, knowledge of their own societies, of themselves. And in Fiji, one could argue that the political turmoils that it has experienced over the last 25 to 26 years, with coups in 1987, in 2000, and 2006, all could be related to the fact that the academic communities have not done their homework in ensuring that they have established a proper foundation at the secondary, primary and secondary school level. I think that's the first comment. And I tried to show in the paper this morning what we are trying to do. Our societies are not, without oversimplifying them, our societies are becoming more complex, more diverse, more rich, and exciting, and we have to respond to that diversity. So, in the case of Fiji, we've moved on to produce a booklet which highlights that complexity and the diversity, the cultural integration and cultural interaction that is going on, and for that to be reflected in the curriculum at the secondary school level. We've also moved on to, Paul Darcy is with us, and he referred to, there were three things that Paul referred to in his keynote yesterday, and one of them was this exciting development of creating a Pacific prehistory course which will be taught at the moment by 12 universities in the Pacific, and it will include Taiwan. We had representatives from Taiwan at the Nanking meeting last weekend, and this was a very collaborative effort in which the experts in the various fields have come together to put together a course which examines the history of the Pacific from Taiwan at the beginning, and it starts from Taiwan right across to the Pacific, right up to Rapa Nui, the exploration, the migration, and settlement of the Pacific. So that is a collaboration amongst 12 universities, and we're hoping to enlarge that participation with the Pacific Rim. And these are exciting times, as Paul mentioned, and I think if we ensure that there is an alignment and a connection between primary, secondary, as well as the tertiary level, then I think the future of Pacific studies it will be bright. I think our presence here has, for me, speaking for myself, has really confirmed the connection, confirmed the relationship, the space and time, the different expressions, different methods of knowing, and the different expressions of histories. The past resonates in the present. The past of Asia resonates in our ocean. It's the ocean that connects. And whether we are small or big, the ocean is still the connecting factor. So whether it's Asia Pacific or Pacific Asia, I thank you for raising that. It's the oceanic continent that connects and unifies us. The guardians of nature. The guardians have been referred to not only in the ocean Pacific, but I think wherever there are people in this great, huge ocean. The spaces that have been referred to, the personal, the communal, the regional, and also the gendered spaces, females and males. I think those are the kinds of spaces that we also need to move into. And as has been mentioned, the kinds of conflicts and the reasons that left many of our island societies marginalized, left them out on the center, and put them in the periphery. Those conflicts needs to be revisited and needs to be reclaimed and brought back into the mainstream and worked through with some resolutions. And I think we can do that together because there are differences as well as similarities. There are things that unite us, but there are also things that divide us. And we can only do it and achieve it, I think, if we do it together. And then it brings us to this period that our young people Our young people want to know. Our young people want to ask questions. And I think this theme resonates across the Pacific and also here. And there are different ways of responding to these kinds of representations that our young people are asking for. There's music, there's dance, and we've had some wonderful representations and demonstrations of the chants coming from the indigenous communities over here over the last 2 days. There are new courses that have to be written up. And some of these courses now have to be modernized online e-history courses, online e-anthropology, and all the kinds of sciences and social sciences. And finally, there's also the modern medium, not so modern to the young people, of film. And I think these are the kinds of representations for incorporating all the different methods and the different expressions of histories that unite the Asia and Pacific region. So I thank you for the 1 minute. I'm sorry it's taken me another 5 minutes, but I want to say that we have a session on that next week, and we would like to take some of these things to that session and say, look, we've done it. We started talking about it here in Taiwan, the origin. Thank you.